Very good morning, students. Am I audible for you? Yes, am I audible there? Can you please answer? Good morning. Am I audible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, fine. So I will wait for 1 minute. Some people are joining now. Amog, Khochanki. Where are you from? Yes, Amog, am I audible for you? Can you listen me? Yes, we will begin with the class.
Guys, you have to reply with yes or no. Okay. You can speak. You can unmute yourself. Kankappa, Ananya, Basaraj, any problem? There should be an interaction. If there any problem, please raise your hand. Nagraj, can you hear us? Is it audible from our end? Ashok? Ashok?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Audible? Amok?
Yes, sir.
Yes. ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾರಿದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂಜಾ ಪೂಜಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಮೈಕ್ ಬಟನ್ ಇದೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಬಟನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ರು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ
Yes, sir.
is it audible from our end?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Neeraj sir, is it audible from our end? Ahish, guys reply, is it audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
sir
sir.
will begin the class now, please.
Yes, I welcome you all to this bridge course. Okay, very good morning, students. I welcome one and all for this bridge course conducted by ICS Mahesh PU College. Okay, my name is Abid Badami. I am from Dharwad itself. I am having 8 years of experience in teaching. Okay, and I am physics faculty here. So today, first I just want to tell you what exactly the bridge course is and what is the purpose. Okay, so here the purpose of conducting this bridge course is to make a link between your higher secondary school and the PUC. Okay, we are just making an interlink between that bridge, your higher secondary means your SSLC and PUC. Okay, see, up to your SSLC or up to your higher secondary school, whatever you have learned, the subjects, see, science is a subject, you have taken it as one whole subject. But when you people are coming to PUC, the same science subject has divided into three parts. physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay, the same science, a single subject is divided into 3 parts. Now, what is the difference you will find here? See, up to your SSLC, whatever the things you have learned, that is the basic part. Okay, the basic things you have learned. Now, when you are coming to PUC level, you are upgrading yourself. Okay, you are upgrading yourself. The same concepts you are learning more thoroughly. Okay, and the best part of the science, I can say that, see, science is nothing but a systematic study of the objects we see. Okay, see, whatever the things we are seeing in our day-to-day life, whatever the things we are seeing in our surroundings, the same thing we are learning in science. Okay, the thing is, we are seeing and we are watching and we are doing everything is okay. We, by studying this science, we are giving a scientific reason to that and mathematical analysis to that. Okay, so scientifically we are studying the concept. That is the difference between that is the I can say that is the specialty of this science here. Okay, and I will come to the physics part. Okay, so in physics, whatever the concepts you are learning throughout this 2 years, means PUC first year and second year, all these concepts are there in our day-to-day life. Okay, we are just giving the scientific reason to that and mathematical reasons to that. And if you people are learning these concepts by giving the real-time experience, means real-time experiments or whatever the things we are watching in our day-to-day life, then the physics is very easy and very interesting, I can say. Okay, you never forget the concepts. But you are by-hearting the things and simply you are reading it, then you can't enjoy science subject, you can't enjoy physics. Okay, so physics is the thing, whatever the thing you are using, whatever the things you are watching, the same thing we are learning here. So every concept, each and every concept what you learn in physics, okay, you just give an example to that and learn the concept, then it will be very easy for you. Okay, and when you come to the physics part, see, physics is 50% theory part and 50% mathematics part. Okay, means without mathematics, physics you can't learn. So you need some of the basics of the mathematics part of physics. So it is a combination of physics and mathematics. Okay, so it's a theory part and calculation part. Okay, so here today we will just discuss some concepts here. You people have already learned in your school level. We will just upgrade that concept. Okay, so in today's class we will just discuss the concept heat and temperature. Heat and temperature. So purposely I have chosen this concept, heat and temperature. Okay, what I have seen in our teaching line is many students don't know when to say heat and when to say temperature, or when we have to use the word heat, when we have to use the word temperature, or what is the difference between the heat and the temperature. Okay, so many people don't know that. So that just we will have a discussion. Okay, it is a brief discussion. I will not go to the complete mathematical part here, because as it is a bridge course, we will just briefly introduce these concepts. Okay, now what exactly the heat is? What exactly the heat is? We say that heat is a form of energy. Okay, heat is a form of energy. So when we define this heat, heat is a form of energy. It is a form of energy. Okay. Now, whenever we use the word energy here, whenever we see the term energy here, heat may transfer from one point to another point. Now here, heat is a form of energy. It flows from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. Okay, what is the heat? Heat is a form of energy. It transfers from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. Okay. Now, how we exactly feel this heat? Okay, where you exactly feel it? Where you exactly find this heat? So here, heat can be felt in terms of change of state. Okay, heat can be felt in terms of change of state. Now, change of state means change of state like coldness or hotness or change in the state of the matter. Okay, it may be felt. Heat can be felt in terms of coldness or in terms of hotness or in terms of change of state of the matter. Change of state of the matter means, suppose you are taking ice. Okay, ice is in solid form. Okay, ice is in solid form. If you supply heat to that, if you supply heat to that, then that ice melts and it will become water. So solid state has converted into liquid state. Okay, it is a change of state. Now if you heat the water, okay, if you heat a water, so then that water will be converted into vapor. So now again the liquid state is converted into gaseous state. So heat can be felt in terms of coldness or hotness or the change of state of matter. Okay, now heat is a measurable quantity. We can measure the heat. Okay, we can measure the heat. Heat is a measurable quantity. So it can be expressed. Okay, it is expressed in calorie. It is expressed in calorie or joule. Okay, it is expressed in calorie or joule. Now, what is this calorie and what is the joule here is calorie is the CGS unit and the joule is the SI unit. Okay, it can be measured in terms of calorie or joule. Now, what do you mean by here 1 calorie? Okay, what is 1 calorie? 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joules. Okay, 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule. So what if I am saying it is a 1 calorie of heat? It is a 1 calorie of heat. Then how much it is? It is 4.2 joule. So here calorie is the biggest unit, joule is the smaller unit. Now when you say that it is a 1 calorie of heat, okay, when you say that it is a 1 calorie of heat, so here 1 calorie of heat means it is the amount of heat, it is the amount of heat or it is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Okay, listen once again. 1 calorie means 1 calorie, it is the quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree centigrade. Say for example, I am having 1 gram of water. Okay, I am having 1 gram of water. Its temperature is 2 degrees Celsius. Okay, its temperature is 2 degrees Celsius. Now I want to increase it to 3 degrees Celsius. I want to increase it to 3 degrees Celsius. Okay, so now it is at 2 degrees Celsius. I am increasing it to 3 degrees Celsius. So how many degrees I am increasing? 1 degree. Okay, so to increase 2 to 3 degree means 1 degree Celsius, how much amount of heat I am supplying? That is called as 1 calorie of heat. Okay, that is called as 1 calorie of heat. So this is the SI unit of the heat is joule and the CGS unit is calorie. Okay, now where you get this heat? Very important. Where you get this heat? So we are discussing all these heat and temperature concepts, but where exactly you find this heat? So here I will just write what are the sources of heat? Sources of heat. Okay. Yes. What is the source of heat here? The source of heat is. Okay. Source of heat is sun. Very good example here. Sun. We are getting heat from the sun. Or say for example, we are having any hot object. Okay, we are having any hot object here. Hot metal is there. Okay, and that hot object or hot metal is giving some heat. So we can say that it is a source of heat. Okay, and another example I can take burning firewood. Okay, so you are having the firewood, and from that we are getting heat. That is also one example. Burning firewood. And another example I can take fuels. It may be petrol, it may be diesel, okay, it may be kerosene. All these are called as sources of heat. Okay, now what are the sources of heat? Sun is the source of heat, hot object, burning firewood, and fuels. All these are called as sources of heat. So up to here, it is just an introduction about the heat. Okay. Now I will move towards the temperature. Okay. Now I will move towards temperature. Yes. Can anybody tell me what is temperature? Can anybody tell me what is temperature? Am I audible for you people? guys, I am asking you, can anybody tell me what is temperature?
Sir, the quantity which gives the sensation of hotness or coldness of the body.
Yes, very good. The quantity which gives the sensation of hotness or coldness of a body. Okay, I will give an example. Okay, so by example, it is very easy to understand what the temperature is. Okay, so here I will take 3 pans. Okay, I will take 3 pans here. This is one pan. Here, this is another pan. Yes. Who has answered just now? May I know your name?
Purnima, sir.
Purnima, where are you from?
Dharwad, sir.
Harvard. Which school?
JSS.
Oh, JSS school. I too have finished my degree from there itself. Very nice college it is. Yes. See, I am taking one example here. I am taking one example. So this is pan 1. Okay, this is pan 1. Or this is pan 2 and this is pan 3. Or I can say that 3 vessels I am taking. Okay, I am taking 3 vessels here. So now what I do, in one pan, okay, in one pan, I will take hot water. Okay, I will take hot water. In the second pan, I will take lukewarm. Okay, lukewarm water. And in the third one, I will take cold water. Okay, I will take cold water. See, I have taken 3 pans here. Okay, I have taken 3 pans. So in one pan, I have taken hot water. In second one, I have taken lukewarm water. And third one, I have taken cold water. At your home also, you can do this example. So by doing this activity, you can understand what exactly the temperature is. Now, what do we do? So first, you place your hand. First, you place one hand in hot water. Okay, you place your one hand in the hot water, and the another hand you place in cold water. Okay, another hand you place in cold water. You are placing your hands in cold water and hot water. Now leave for some time. Okay, leave for some time. After some time, you just place your both the hands in lukewarm water. Okay, after some time, you place your both the hands in lukewarm water. So what do you feel here? What do you feel here, or what do you sense here? So the hand which you had kept in the hot water, it starts feeling cold. It starts feeling cold. Okay, and the hand which you had kept in the cold water, it starts feeling hot. It starts feeling hot. See what you are sensing here. What you are sensing? The hand which you had kept in the hot water, now it just starts feeling cold. And the hand which you had kept in the cold water, now it starts feeling hot. Now, what exactly you are finding here? What exactly you are finding? You are sensing something. You are feeling something. So here, there is a sensation of cold and there is a sensation of hot. Okay. So, what exactly it is? Relative to our body, there is a sensation of hotness and coldness. So this itself is temperature. So how you define this temperature? Already she has defined it. So temperature, it is the degree of hotness or coldness of a body, or I can say that it is the property of a body. Which gives the sensation of hotness or coldness of a body. Okay. So this is a temperature. Okay. Now see, temperature is different, heat is different. Okay, heat is a form of energy. Due to that heat, whatever you are sensing, that is temperature. Okay, that is temperature. Means for the sensation of temperature, you need heat. Okay, don't get confused between this heat and temperature. For the sensation of temperature, you need heat, because heat is a form of energy. From that energy, we are sensing coldness or hotness. Okay, now. Next concept I will take another very interesting concept here, thermal equilibrium. Yes, thermal equilibrium. Now, thermal means, again it is related to temperature. Equilibrium means what? Same. Okay, thermal equilibrium means it is same. Now, what is a thermal equilibrium? Again, I will take one example. Okay, very simple example I will take, so that it will be helpful for you to understand what exactly thermal equilibrium is. Okay, now will take two bodies here. Okay, I will take two bodies. So this is body A. I will name this as A. Another body I will take. Its name is B. Okay, see, two bodies I have taken, body A and body B. Now, one body is at higher temperature, so I will take it as hot. Okay, it is hot. Another body is at lower temperature, so this is cold. Okay, one body is at higher temperature, so it is hot. Another body is at lower temperature, so it is cold. Okay, now if you bring both the bodies nearer and you kept in contact with each other, both the bodies, hot and cold, you have kept in contact with each other. Now, if you leave some time, after some time, what you find here? Yes, after some time, what you feel here, what you observe here. So, if you leave for some time, then what we find is this hot body has lowered its temperature. It has come down. Okay, its temperature will decrease, and the cold object, what you have kept, it has gained the energy. Means it has become hot. Okay, and now if you measure the temperature of body A and body B, both will be at the same temperature. Both will be at the same temperature. Okay, neither this is at a very cold value nor it is at very hot value. Both the body's temperature, if you measure, you will get the same temperature here. Now, what has happened? What has happened in this activity? So, as it is hot, it is at higher temperature. Okay, what we have learned from heat here? What we have learned from heat? Heat is a form of energy. It will transfer from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. So, heat is transferring from hot object to cold water. Hot object to cold water. There is a transfer of energy from hot to cold. And here, hot body A is losing the energy. Body B is gaining the energy. Okay. So now, after some time, what is the temperature? Both the body's temperature is same. This is called as thermal equilibrium. Now, how you define the thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium, it is the state when there is no change or no exchange of heat from one body to another body when they are in contact with each other. Thermal equilibrium, it is the state when no exchange of energy from one to another or one body to another when they are in contact with each other. And at thermal equilibrium, the temperature of both the bodies will be same. The temperature of both the bodies will be same. And I will take another very silly example here. See, now it is rainy season. Okay, so without hot water we don't take bath. So usually what we do, we take, say for example, we have taken half bucket of full hot water. Okay, half bucket of full hot water. So we can't go for it, go for that very hot water. Then what we do? We take cold water, okay, and mix with that. Now, when you see the temperature of that first hot water, its temperature is very high, and you have taken cold water, its temperature is low. Now, when you are mixing, both, then if you will see the temperature will be the intermediate temperature. Neither it is too hot nor it is too cold. Okay, so that itself is a thermal equilibrium. Okay, that also we can take. So by seeing the day-to-day examples, we can learn all these concepts. So this is about a thermal equilibrium. Very important point in the thermal equilibrium is at a thermal equilibrium. The temperature of both the bodies will be same. Okay. Now, how you measure the temperature? Now the question comes: how you measure the temperature? So to measure the temperatures, we are having scales. Okay, we are having the device. Okay, so there are many devices are there which can be used to measure the temperature. The device which is used to measure the temperature is called thermometer. Okay, the device which is used to measure the temperature is called thermometer. So if you go to the hospital, first if you are having any fever, then first they check your temperature by using the device called thermometer. Okay, we will discuss that. But in what quantity they will measure? Okay, in what unit they will measure? That we see. So we will discuss one concept here. So that is temperature scales. Yes, temperature scale. So here there are types of temperature scales are there. Okay, there are 3 types of temperature scales are there. And whenever we measure the temperature, we need 2 reference points here. Okay, we need 2 reference points. So one is a freezing point, another one is boiling point. Okay, we take 2 reference points. One is a freezing point, another one is boiling point. So that I will write here. First one is freezing point. Freezing point. Another one is boiling point. Okay, so these are the extreme ends we are taking: freezing and boiling point. Okay, and I have already told you 3 scales we are taking. 3 scales we are taking. So those 3 scales are: first one is, you people know this, Celsius scale. Okay, next one is Fahrenheit scale, and next one is Kelvin scale. Okay, so now it is COVID-19 period. Okay, whenever you go to any bank, any malls, okay, any shop, first they check your temperature. Okay, first they check your temperature. So in that machine, what the value it is showing, either it may show in Celsius, okay, if they set, or it may show in Fahrenheit. Okay, so now if you take, this is, you people know already, Celsius scale. So in Celsius scale, the value starts from means the freezing point. So here the freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius. Okay, freezing point is 0 degrees Celsius, and boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. But when you take a Fahrenheit scale, it will not start from 0. It will start from 32 degree Fahrenheit. It will start from 32 degree Fahrenheit, and it will end at 212 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, 212 Fahrenheit. And Kelvin, when the water is at 0 degree Celsius, then its value will start from 273 Kelvin. Okay, so when it is at 0 degree Celsius, in Kelvin scale, its value is 273 Kelvin. Okay, and boiling point value is 373 Kelvin. 373 Kelvin. Now, when you see a Celsius scale is having 100 parts. Okay, Celsius scale is having 100 parts. But Fahrenheit scale from 32 to 212. So means how many? It is 180 parts, not 100 parts. Okay, you can make 180 parts here. And in Kelvin scale, it starts from 273 and it will end at 373. So how many parts you can make? So here you can make 100 parts. Okay, these are the three temperature scales. So that is Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and Kelvin scale. Okay, now the SI unit of the temperature. Okay, the SI unit of the temperature is Kelvin. We measure the temperature in terms of Kelvin. That is the SI unit. Okay, now by using these scales, we measure the temperature by using the device called thermometer. Okay, by using the device called thermometer. Now, what do you mean by thermometer? Thermometer is a device which is used to measure the temperature. And thermometers are of different types. Okay, like gas thermometers are there, liquid thermometers are there, and thermoelectronic thermometers are there, and bimetallic strip thermometers are there. So based on our requirement, okay, based on our usage, there are different types of thermometers are there. Okay, so almost around 6 to 7 different types of thermometers are there. In industries we use different thermometer, and for in hospitals we use different types of thermometers. So based on our requirement, we use different types of thermometers. Okay, now I will move to the next concept here. Yes, any doubts, any questions here? I will move to the next concept. If you have any notes, you can ask. Yes, any notes? Am I audible for you? Yes, any notes, guys? Yes, any doubts? Yes. I will move to the next one. I will move to the next one. Effects of heat.
So thermal equilibrium.
Sorry.
So thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium.
So I am not audible for properly. It is not audible.
Thermal equilibrium.
Thermal equilibrium.
Yes, sir. You can explain once more, sir.
Yes, please. Thermal equilibrium means just I take up an example there. Okay, what is your name?
Sir, Darshan.
Sure. Okay. Thermal equilibrium means, see, the name itself is giving the meaning for you. Thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium. So there is an equality of the therm. Equality of the therm means equality of the temperature. So if it is the same temperature, then you can call it as a thermal equilibrium. The name itself is giving the meaning here. Now I have taken one small example there. How we call it as a thermal equilibrium. See, there are different states are there. So hot, high temperature, it is one state. Low temperature, that is also one state. Okay. Now, what is a thermal equilibrium? Thermal equilibrium is also a state. The thermal equilibrium is also a state. At that state, there is no exchange of heat between the two bodies. There is no exchange of heat between the bodies, even though okay, they are kept in contact. Okay, listen once again. Thermal equilibrium means it is the state at which there is no exchange of heat between the two bodies, even though they are kept in contact. Why there is no exchange of heat between them? Because, say for example, this is one body A, this is one body B. Okay, earlier this is at a high temperature, so it is hot, and this is at lower temperature, this is cold. Okay, now there is a change in the temperature, there is a difference in the temperature. Okay, it is at high temperature, this is at low temperature. Okay, now what you are doing, you are bringing them near in contact. Okay, now I will bring this B here. Now both are kept in contact. Now what is happening here? What happens? Now the heat will transfer from high temperature to low temperature. See, heat is transferring from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. So hot object is losing the energy and cold object is gaining the energy. So now the question comes here: until what extent the heat will be transferred? So heat will transfer up to the state of equilibrium, thermal equilibrium. So what is that state of equilibrium? The body A and body B both has to attain the same temperature. At that extent, there will be a transfer of heat. So they will reach a certain stage. Both the bodies will reach a certain stage. At that stage, the temperature of both A and B will become same. That state is called as a thermal equilibrium. Yes, is that clear, Darshan?
Sir, please can you give any one example?
Yes, sir.
I have given two examples just now. I will repeat once again. Okay, you half bucket hot water ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ. Okay, half bucket hot water ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು half bucket cold water ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಈಗ hot water ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. Okay, it is at higher temperature. Cold water ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, it is at lower temperature. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಎರಡು ಈಗ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, ಎರಡು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದರ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ neither it is hot neither it is cold. ಅದರ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರ್ತದೆ? ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ, ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದ. ಈಗ ಆಗಿದ್ದೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಾಟ್ ವಾಟರ್ ತಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿಯನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, and cold water has gained its energy. Now that water you can call it as mixed water, you can call it as thermal equilibrium. Okay, now there will be no exchange of heat between the hot and cold. So exchange of heat as closed, there is no exchange of heat. So that is the example for thermal equilibrium. Right? ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ you hot milk glass ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. in glass you have taken hot milk. ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಯ್ತಾ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಡ್ರಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ. 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. It has given its heat to the surrounding. Okay, it has given its heat to the surrounding. ಈಗ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಗೆ ಆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಚಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಹಾಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಹೀಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, then that state is called as thermal equilibrium. Okay, you can give plenty of examples for the thermal equilibrium. Okay, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತಾರೆ, ಇದೇನು ಸೆಪರೇಟ್ ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Yes, Darshan, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's fine. So I will go to the effects of heat. Next concept, effect of heat. Okay, so here effect of heat, in that I just want to concentrate on thermal expansion. Thermal expansion. Okay, thermal expansion. Expansion means what? Increase, expand, increase. Okay, there are three thermal expansions we see here. One is linear expansion. Okay, linear expansion. Next one is surface expansion. Okay, and the third one is cubical expansion. Cubical expansion. See, three types of expansions we will see here: linear expansion, surface expansion, and cubical expansion. Okay, now what do you mean by linear expansion? Linear expansion. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, suppose I am having a metal rod like this. Okay, I am having a metal rod. I will give heat to this. Okay, I will increase the temperature of this metal rod. Then what observation you see here? Okay, what you will observe here? See, say for example, this is the length of the metal rod. This is the length of the metal rod. Okay, our metal rod is there. Okay, this is the length of the metal rod. Now I will increase the temperature of that. I will increase the temperature. So after increasing the temperature, we observe that there is an increase in the length of the metal rod. See, yes, increase agile nodri, illi estage there is an increase in the length. So the increase in the length, okay, the increase in the length due to the increase in the temperature, the increase in the length due to the increase in the temperature is called as linearly. See, linearly ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ straight line. Linearly ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ straight line. So here the length is increasing linearly. That's why it is called as linear expansion. If you when the heat is increased, okay, when the heat is increased, if its length is increasing, then that is called as a linear expansion. That is called as linear expansion. Now coming to area. Okay, that surface area. Surface means here it is area. So here surface expansion is also called as area expansion. Okay, area expansion. Suppose we are having one block. Okay, we are having one block. This much is the size. This much is the size. Now what I do? I will increase the temperature of that. Okay, I will heat it. I will increase the temperature. Now after heating, what I found is it has increased in its size. It has increased in its size. This is the new size what I am getting. So now what has happened? Length has increased, breadth has increased. So there is an increase in the total area. There is an increase in the total area. So by increasing the temperature of the body, if there is an increase in the size, if there is an increase in the area size, so then it is called as surface expansion or area expansion. Got it? Okay. Now third one is cubical expansion. Cubical expansion is also called as volume expansion. Cubical expansion is also called as volume expansion. So volume expansion means here length increases, Okay, breadth increases, okay, and also height increases. Okay, so length, breadth, and height, in all the three parameters it will increase. So that is called as volume expansion. Okay, by increasing the temperature, if its volume is increasing, then that type of expansion is called as a volume expansion. Okay, so volume expansion means what you take here. So it is a cube. It is a cube. Okay. See, we'll take a cube here. Okay, it is increasing in all the direction. It is increasing in all the direction. Length, breadth, height. So volume is increasing. That's why it is called as cubical expansion. These are the effects of heat. A very small example I can give it for the linear expansion is in iron rails, railway track. Okay, in the railway track. So they are linear. They are linear. Iron rails are linear, and when they are fitting one by one, they are leaving some space in between. Okay, they are leaving some space in between. Why? Because of this reason, linear expansion. During summer season, they expand themselves, means their length increases. So there should not be any accident. That's why they leave some space in between the two iron rails. Okay, like that, you can do many examples for all these types of expansions. So these are the effects of heat. These are the effects of heat. Yes, any doubt here? Any doubt, guys?
No, sir.
Yes, fine. So one last
यार कीड़ा रहा
let's
है
discuss here. Okay, very beautiful example we can give for that. So that is modes of transfer of heat. See, modes of transfer of heat. Modes of transfer of heat. Mode means way. Mode means way. Mode of transfer of heat. So now we said that heat transfers from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. Okay, but what is the mode? What is the way? Okay, to transfer that heat. So there are three modes of transfer of heat are there. Okay, so first one is conduction. Okay, second one is convection. Okay, and the third one is radiation. Radiation. Okay, conduction, convection, and radiation. Very, very beautiful concepts are these. Okay, when you come to PUC level, you will learn these thoroughly. I will just tell you what exactly conduction is. Conduction means the mode of transfer of heat. The mode of transfer of heat from higher temperature region to lower temperature region without any actual movement of molecules of the matter. Listen this carefully. Conduction means the mode of transfer of heat from higher temperature region to lower temperature region without any actual movement of the molecules of the matter. Means molecules will not move from one point to another point, but there is a transfer of heat. There is a transfer of heat point higher temperature region to lower temperature region. See, listen the example. Listen the example. By that example, easily you can understand. Okay. Now, you people are having a metal rod. Okay, you people are having the metal rod. Suppose you have kept one end of the metal rod in the fire. Okay, or you have heated one end of the metal rod. So, after a few seconds, what you observe is the other end also got heated. The other end also got heated. So you have heated only one end of the metal rod, but after some time you are finding that other end also has heated. So now what has happened here? Heat has transferred from one point to another point. One point to another point. But the molecules which are present in that material or the rod, they will not transfer from one point to another point. Only the heat has a transfer from one point to another point. So this is the best example I can give for the conduction. Okay, for the conduction, there is a transfer of heat from one point to another point, but there is no actual movement of the molecules of the matter. Another example you take. Suppose you have prepared a hot soup. Okay, in a bowl you are having hot soup. You keep a steel spoon in that. Okay, you keep a steel spoon in that. After some time, if you touch that spoon, it will get heated. Okay, now it is hot. Now, from where the heat has transferred to that spoon? From that hot soup. But soup has not transferred to that spoon, or spoon molecules have spoon molecules have not transferred from that spoon to the soup, but that spoon has got heated because of transfer of heat from higher temperature to lower temperature. So that is the example for conduction. So what is conduction? The mode of transfer of heat, from higher temperature region to lower temperature region without any actual movement of the molecules of the matter. Okay, now coming to second one, convection. Okay, exactly opposite to the conduction. The mode of transfer of heat from higher temperature region to lower temperature region with actual movement of the molecules of the matter. Okay, now shall I give the example for that? Suppose you have kept water for heating on the gas. Okay, so in the gas we have kept some water for heating. Now first what happens there? Flame is coming from the bottom. Okay, gas flame is coming from the bottom. So first bottom water will be get heated. So after getting heat, it expands, and you people better know the hot water. When the water is heated, its density decreases. See, flame is coming from the bottom, so the bottom water is get heated, its density decreases, so less dense water will move from bottom to top, and more dense cold water will come down. Okay, again that will be heated, then that hot water will go to up, then that upper cold water will come to down. Now what is happening here? Circle. Okay, hot water is coming up and cold water is coming down, hot water is coming up and cold water is coming down. So what is happening here? Molecules are transferring, molecules are moving from higher temperature region to lower temperature region. So there is actual movement of the molecules from one point to another point. That's why it is called as convection. Okay, now coming to radiation. So how you define this radiation? Radiation, very important concepts of or modes of transfer of heat here. Radiation, the mode of transfer of heat from higher temperature to lower temperature without any help of the medium. See, listen this, without any help of the medium, or I can say that radiation is the mode of transfer of heat from higher temperature region to lower temperature region without any intervening medium. Andre yaude medium illade, yaude madhyama illade. Okay, so heat will transfer from one point to another point. So yes, can you give the example for radiation? Can anybody? Yes, can anybody give the example for radiation? Yes, guys, can anybody give the example for radiation?
Sun rays, sir.
Yes, exactly. Sun rays. We are getting heat from the sun. So sun heat is reaching from sun to earth. How they are coming? Can anybody? In form of? Yes, can anybody? In the form of? Sun rays are coming in the form of electromagnetic waves.
The pairs.
Yes, it is electromagnetic waves. Sun rays are reaching the earth in the form of electromagnetic waves, and electromagnetic waves can travel in vacuum. Okay, they don't need any intervening.
Campfire.
Without any intervening medium, they can travel from one point to another point. We are getting mobile radiation. Okay, mobile signals we are getting. They are also electromagnetic waves. Okay, if you close all the doors, then also we are getting the network in the mobile.
So,
They don't need any intervening
so campfire.
modes of transfer of heat. If you people are having any doubt, yes, I will wind up my concepts here. Okay, if you people are having any doubts, please you can ask. I welcome your questions.
Sir, any other example for radiation?
Any other example for radiation? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Suppose
Sir,
you
can
lighten
Throw, man.
okay. Suppose you have lightened the candle. Candle is here. Okay. Can you see this one? Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So consider this is.
Yes, sir.
I will give all the three examples here: conduction, convection, radiation. Okay. Suppose you have lightened.
Okay, sir.
So this candle is burning. Candle is burning. Now what I do? I will take one iron rod. I will take one iron rod and I will keep in the fire of that candle. So what I observe is after some time this metal rod is heated. Okay. This is the example of conduction. What it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, this is conduction. Okay. You have lightened the candle. I have kept the metal rod in that fire of that candle. So after some time, this metal rod has got heated. So this is the example for conduction. This is the example for conduction.
Conduction.
Next. Now this candle is burning. I will keep my hand at the upward. I will keep my hand at the upward or top of that candle. So due to that, I am getting more heat. I am sensing more heat for my palms. Okay. So this is convection. This is convection because the fire molecules are going upward. The fire molecules are going upward. In that direction, I have kept my hand. So they are reaching more dense. They are reaching my palm more dense. So this is the example for convection. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, again, coming for the third one. Candle is burning here. I am standing here. Okay, I am standing here. I am very far from that candle, but I am feeling the hotness of that candle. I am feeling the hotness. See, I am not here. I am standing beside. Then too, I am feeling the hotness of that candle. This is radiation. What it?
Yes. Radiation.
Yes.
Radiation.
Radiation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So surrounding, you are sensing from the surrounding, that is radiation. You are sensing from the top, that is convection. And if you have kept the metal rod in that lightened candle, so if it is heated, then it is the example for conduction. Okay. So by taking
Yes, sir.
simple example of that candle, you can explain the concepts of modes of transfer of heat. Yes. Any other doubts?
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, can we use campfire as an example for radiation, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Campfire is one of the best example for the radiation because you are doing the campfire there and you people are sitting all around there and you people are enjoying that temperature. So that itself is the example for radiation. Yes, very good. What's your name?
Yes, sir. Purnima, sir.
Yes, you are the same girl. Yes. Any other doubts?
No, sir.
See, whatever the concepts we have discussed today, I have discussed heat, okay, and temperature, thermal equilibrium, okay, and effects of heat and modes of transfer of heat. All these concepts we have understood or discussed by taking the examples, live examples, means our day-to-day examples. Okay, so each and every concept in physics, if you people are learning by giving the example or by understanding the example, then physics is not difficult. It is very easy subject. Only the thing is you have to give some mathematical analysis to that. By giving the mathematical analysis, you can learn the physics concept. It is very easy. Okay, no need to worry about that. Yes, if anybody is having any doubts, you please. Yes, any doubts? Yes, any
No,
doubts
sir.
from my side? And your side?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So shall I ask one question here?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shall I ask one question?
Yes, sir.
Now see, all the substances what we are having, okay, if you cool them, what happens? If you heat them, what happens? Any substances you take, if you cool them, what happens? If you heat them, what happens?
So if we
Sir,
cool
if-
them, they freeze, sir. And if we heat them, they will defreeze, sir. Or vapors.
Yes,
Formation of vapors.
yes.
Sir, if we heat, they will expand, sir. If we cool them, they will contract.
Yes, very good. If you heat them, they will expand. Okay. If you cool them, then they will contract. Okay, they will contract. Yes. If you heat them, they will expand. If you cool them, they will contract. Now my question is, we'll take the example of Kashmir. Okay, so there are many lakes are there. Okay, and there the temperature is in terms of negative value. Okay, -3 degree, -4 degree, -20 degree, up to that you will find the temperature there. So in the lakes we are having aquatic fishes, aquatic animals we are having. Okay, now if you cool the water, what happens?
Contract.
It will contract. So you are keeping water in a freezer. You are keeping water in freezer. So after a few minutes, it will become ice. Okay. So in the lakes. Okay. So outer temperature, surrounding temperature is very less. It is in negative. Okay. So it has to contract, right? Water has to contract. So means whole lake water has to freeze.
Contract.
Okay, it has to freeze, means whole lake water has to become ice. Is that true? According to this? Yes, anybody? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, according to this concept, it is a yes or no?
No, sir.
According to this concept, if the surrounding temperature go on decreasing, the whole lake water has to be freezed. Okay, but it won't happen. What we find there is only
Enormous expansion of water.
upper part of the water will be get freezed, but not the lower part of the water. So what is the reason behind this?
Enormous expansion of water, sir.
Exactly. What is that? Anomalous behavior of water. Okay, anomalous behavior of water. So I am not going to explain this concept. Who don't know this? Please go through with that. Okay, who don't know this? Please go through with that. Anomalous means what?
The unusual property of water between 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius.
Exactly. So it is unusual behavior. Why we are calling it as unusual behavior? Because what is the usual behavior? When we are cooling the water, it has to contract. Okay. When you are heating the water, it has to expand. But water is having unusual behavior from 0 to 4 degree. It is having unusual behavior between 0 to 4 degree. That unusual behavior of water is called as anomalous behavior of water, and due to this reason only, you see, I can say that this is the beauty of the nature. Okay, I can say that it is the beauty of the nature. Because of this beauty of the nature only, the aquatic animals can survive. They can live their life below the freezed ice there. Okay, so you people just go through with that concept. I'm not going to discuss this, but you people will learn in detail this concept when you come to PQ1. Okay, yes, any doubts?
No, sir.
Yes, I think our time is up. Okay, and we'll meet in the next class. We'll come up with other new concepts. Okay, we'll have a discussion on that. You just people go through these concepts. Okay. Yes, thank you all of you. Yes, I will wind up this session.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you.